Welcome back, everyone, to Aspire to Lead, where we will be discussing the visions, inspirations, and experiences from top educational leaders. My name is Joshua Stamper, and you can connect with me on Twitter or on Instagram at Joshua_Stamper. All right, I have the wonderful Charlie Peck on with me as we've got a collaboration once again with the Aspire to Lead podcast and Thriving Educator podcast. So with that, Charlie, me and you are exhausted for our planning session that we just did with so many exciting new initiatives that we've got going on. And I'm super excited to talk about them today.
I know, me too. We seem to put so much on our plate, but there's just a lot of work to do in this arena. So I'm glad we're doing it.
Yes, and we've got some exciting announcements. So before I do that, me and you have constructed our second webinar. Several months ago, we did our first webinar together. It was a huge success. We had folks from all over the world that attended, and we're going to do a second one. Before I dive into the second webinar, what was our first webinar all about?
Well, we talked about behavior intervention strategies and looking at the environment and how to set that up. Now, some people are aware of how that environment should be, but really we had some tangible takeaways there so that people could kind of prevent any kind of behaviors from starting, which that's impossible to do. But if we think about what kids are seeing when they walk in or feeling or sensing and stepping outside of ourselves, there's some important things we did. So one of the things that you offered, which was the relationship inventory you use, that was one of the tools we gave away. And it was awesome. It was thinking about not only like the physical space, but what is that relational space like? So that was a lot of fun.
No, I had such a blast with you, and you offered up something also. I mean, we try to give a lot of tangible strategies within that webinar, but also some freebies at the end for folks, just to kind of reward them for their time, but then also have something that they can implement right away as the school year is starting. And so for our second webinar, would you just kind of give a little preview as to what they would get if they signed up?
Yes. So first of all, if you show up live to the webinar, we always give an extra freebie out, an extra resource, something tangible that you can use immediately. And the timing's right because we're going to be starting school here soon, you all, and you will want this tool. Okay. The other thing is, again, we're focusing on behavior prevention, which is tough because behaviors are going to show up, but intervention. So this kind of gets into the nitty-gritty part of when kids actually do have responses, where does that come from? And we're focusing on the language of that behavior when it does show up.
Yeah. And so for folks that don't notice or realize, like on social media, and we've talked about this on a previous episode, Charlie and I are writing a book, which we're so excited about, called The Language of Behavior. Each of these webinars is really going through the 3 tenets that we have established. And so you're going to get kind of a behind the scenes look of this resource before anyone gets it. In addition to the fact that you also get an opportunity to get into an email system for the pre-sale of the book. And, we've got some exciting things coming out too, as far as, what the cover of the book will look like, some of that additional content and resources that are embedded in there. And then as far as those who are interested in registering for the webinar, I'm going to put the link up for those who are watching on YouTube. But if you're listening, it's calendly.com/thrivingschool/webinar2. So obviously this is the second webinar. So webinar 2 is at the end. This link will be in the show notes and then also in the YouTube description for folks to be able to click on that. And it is free. I want to highlight that because I know a lot of folks are maybe stressed about all the things they have to do, but they're also potentially stressed about how they're going to construct the environment of the classroom, but then also how are they going to start to build those relationships and to, be proactive in some of these strategies to make sure that they're mitigating the potential of a misbehavior. So that's what we're going to be diving into for the second webinar. I want to talk a little bit also about what it will look like for those who read the book when it comes out.
Yeah. So it's for leaders who want to make a difference in their building, to improve their school culture, to have something tangible to use with their educators who are really struggling with student behavior. And if you are an educator or a classroom teacher, you're a support staff, you're on the district level, you're a superintendent, you will benefit because you will use it yourself. You will use it to improve your relationships like with your colleagues, but also you'll be able to pass this information along. And that's how easy that is to do. And also we have other resources for you at the end. We've got a great announcement about a big event that is also free. That's going to just floor you. We're really trying to just tackle this issue that our educators that we're working with and our leaders are struggling with. So we're focusing all about behavior prevention and intervention and having tangible tools.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right. So as far as the book, when will that be available for folks? Because I keep putting up the pre-sale link here for folks to give them information, but what is the time frame for The Language of Behavior?
Well, what we keep hearing from our publisher is that it's coming out in the fall. So we don't have a date yet, but it is coming out this fall, and we are super excited about it.
Wonderful. So I want to talk real quick about the webinar one last time, as far as that'll actually be Wednesday, August 28th, 7 p.m. Eastern time. And then, like I said, the link will be in the show notes. It'll be at both of our websites. So make sure that you're clicking on that. It's a free attendance. And also, Charlie, I think it'd be wise for us just real quick to announce something that's super fun and exciting as far as a new project that we are collaborating on and will be available hopefully in the next couple months. Do you want to share what that is?
Okay, so we're working on a lot, Josh. Which one are you thinking about? We've really got a lot going on. Is it
we got a new podcast. Yeah, that's what I'm most excited about. I'm sorry. I just want to spend more time with Charlie Peck is really what it gets down to. So I get the pleasure and honor of being on a podcast with you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. Part of that is joking, but we truly do have so much on the go. And you know what? If anyone notices, we have a lot to talk about. We have a lot. But we do like solutions. So that's what it's all about. And I cannot wait. And we're calling it, of course, The Language of Behavior.
Yes. We'll have that out here in the next couple of months. Obviously, Charlie and I have quite a bit on our plate as we're trying to get a lot of content out to you. The start of the school year is so important, and we realize that. So we want to make sure that we have this free webinar for you. We also have a summit coming up that we'll be announcing soon. Unless, Charlie, you want to spend some time on that. Do you want to talk about that at all?
Yeah, I mean, it is an exciting event. It is a summit where we're bringing a bunch of people together, and we've actually themed it as school behavior solutions. So you can go to my website, thrivingeducator.org. At the very top, there's a link there that you can just click on and do a free registration, share with anybody who would benefit too. But we'll do more with that as well.
Yeah. So be on the lookout. We're going to be both talking about that as it's coming up here in September. So I know from my show, and Charlie, you too, as the weeks come, we'll be announcing that. We'll make sure that link, which again is free, will be in the show notes for folks. So all that being said, just keep your eyes out. Charlie and I have a lot of projects coming out. Super excited about the podcast, the webinar, the summit, and of course, the book, The Language of Behavior. So with that, Charlie, I just wanted to thank you for this bonus episode and being able to just jump on and make the announcement for so many exciting projects coming up.
Yeah, I'm excited to do this with you. And then I'm excited to just look to the future. There's just so much support needed.
Yes.